Hey kids, sorry, I was in drag all day Friday because I was shooting a movie. I'm going to be in drag on Wednesday because I'm in a competition, so since I'm a working drag queen, I just don't have the energy to get into drag today for you. I still, however, have some critiques for you, and some praise, don't worry, some of you did okay. Anyway, we'll get started right away with Miss Edie-centric. So you're in a difficult place because you have set a high standard for yourself. So even though you were ahead of the pack this week, this was not your strongest performance based on the criteria of other Edie-centric performances. I liked what you did, but I think the concept of like the good girl who's innocent, it didn't register right out the gate. Like you could have come on faster and stronger with the physicality of it. That said, you always give a good sync and good face and good full concept, so I can't really fault you for not being as amazing as you were last week when you were still really good. So this doesn't sound like praise, but I promise it is. Oh, I do have one critique for you and like 50% of the other contestants. You guys need to focus. And I don't mean your performance, I mean your camera. A lot of blurry videos this week, guys. If it didn't come out, I really want you to do another take. Like, it doesn't look right. I need to see the performance overall. No more Season 1 Vaseline on the lens filters. Got it? Great. Moving on. Ms. Gloria's swan song. Well, look at you taking direction. I asked you to go bigger, and you went bigger, and I loved it. Thank you for standing up, dancing around, still serving an amazing look with some like period hair, which I really enjoyed. I noticed that kind of detail, girl. Very well done. This was fun and breezy, and you didn't care, and you just threw it out there, and I super liked it. Great. Next. El Sunday. Look at you guys listening to me. I'm not a real judge. Calm down. That said, thank you for giving one performance straight through, and I love that you planned this and thought about how to milk the comedy out of it, how to get every moment, how to sync up your props with the lip sync. You really had a tight little machine going here, and I know that that takes a lot of effort, and I appreciate that you put all that effort into it, and I totally believe that you can do one straight through sync now, and next week, if there's a whole weekend of Sundays and there's 5 of you in the video, I'm fine with that. I will warn you that when you do like a character mouth, it sort of looks like you're just fudging the words. So be careful about portraying the character through your eyes and your arms and your body posture, and not so much through like this kind of thing, because too much of that just looks like your sync is off, and that's bad for a lip syncing competition. Next, Luna Rocks. You shady bitch. That said, this is a good performance. I think that you brought variety to a song that doesn't have that much variety, which is tough to do. You were smiley, you were sassy, you had a whole thing going, you kept bringing in different lollipops, which is cute. I think you did a fine job. Wasn't like blown away, but you know, pretty damn good. As for that little end bit though, I did not take 2 in my mouth until at least 1941, so get the facts right, grr. Moving on. The letter G. I thought this was brilliant. I laughed the whole way through, enjoyed myself the entire time. I had a great time watching you. That's all I need from a video. The performance was really good. I was a little distracted by the text at the bottom, so there were times when I was not absolutely 100% looking at your face and seeing you sell it, but I know that you were selling it, and you knew your lyrics, and you had it all down, and you had a costume and a concept, and it was funny. And I had fun, and I cannot ask for anything more than that. Well, 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 well done, my lady. Moving on. Girls, what's my weakness? So things I liked about this video. You had a great concept, it was all really well planned out, there's a lot of like prop work and stuff going on, and it's all really thoughtful and careful, and that's great. But the performance underneath it was a little flat for me. I kind of got the feeling that this was like your 15th or 16th take and you were sort of like, like it had an undertone of sort of being frustrated or done, which I guess works for the character, but I sort of felt like you were going for like, smiling housewife, but there wasn't a lot of smile to it, like your face was a little flat. So I liked a lot of this. I would have liked this more if you had really given us that whole acting challenge, you know? Like, next week, I would love to see a really engaged face. And I know you can do it. I've seen you do it. I just want it back. Thanks. Next. Axel Knight 0717. First off, that thing about focus, that applies to you too. Secondly, you put yourself behind a piano, which cut you off from doing a lot of other stuff with your sync. You're just sort of stuck playing the piano. If you are going to be playing the piano, you better be playing the piano as wildly and expressively as Little Richard himself, which you kinda weren't. Like, I needed, if not a Little Richard, at least a Kennedy Davenport version of Little Richard, and this just fell a little flat for me. I hope you last till next week so you can give us some more versatility, but I worry for you. This was not your strongest showing. Next. Daisy Mayhem. You are incredibly polished, which is your greatest strength and occasionally your Achilles heel. This week, the performance was tight, the look was on point, the setting was good, everything was there. I liked the concept of looking in the mirror especially. I would have liked a little more of you actually facing the camera because otherwise we only get like the little sliver of your face in the mirror, and so most of the video is just like that one little corner. Also, like I said about the polished thing, your face looked real good other than like a little bit of an uneven lip and uneven eyebrow. And I would have liked you to get a little dirtier to fulfill the concept of like feeling pretty but being a little busted. So maybe less polish. But I know next week you're going to come with another great look and another great sync and you're going to slay it, and I have no problems with that. You're doing great, girl. Mwah. Moving on. Holy shtick. Now, I like that you had a full choreography all planned out. You really worked on making this a production, which is good for a musical, you know, you need that. But I could tell that either this was the first take and you didn't do another, or this was like the millionth take and you were tired. When you were on, you were really on, and you had energy, and you were bright, and you were excited, and it was adorable. But there were lulls where I just felt like you were going through the motions, or you were like embarrassed to be doing this in front of your friend, or you were tired, I don't know. I could just feel those like dips in it. So this made the video good but not great for me because I loved the concept and I loved the production of it all, but I wanted it to be a more consistently there product. So the parts that were on, amazing. The parts that were not, fine. Solid overall. Next. Pierre Cruz. Super sorry that I'm not getting your name 100% right still. Doing my best. The video was incredible. You were a little out of focus. Keep an eye on that. But like, you're not even lip syncing in English, but I'm still 100% engaged. Every moment had a facial expression and a hand gesture and like a thing and a dance. There's this moment where you stop lip syncing and just listen to the background singers, and I laughed out loud. Like, you're so selling it every step of the way. This was an amazing offering, and I'm so glad it was there to watch. I loved it. Moving on. Koruk. Is it Rook or Rook? Again, I am butchering these names and I am sorry. This video was good. You didn't have the focus, but you did have focus. Like, I never felt like you were waiting for the next lyric or not sure what to do until the next thing came along. You have a character and you commit to it, and that is always great. The lip sync was on point. You brought in a friend to give you a beej, and that's always fun. Before that happened, there was sort of a lull in the middle between tying the bow tie. Congratulations on knowing how to tie a bow tie. I don't know how to do that. That's awesome. And so between that and your sort of lovely lady friend coming in at the end, there was a little bit of like, just watching you, but like, I can just watch you because you're a good performer, so nicely done. Moving on. Vicule. Okay, you get the L Sunday critique of don't give me 3 of you if they're all doing the same thing. I liked the main you, and like just doing that and being your sort of like Season 1 Parks and Rec Chris Pratt self is great. You have wild facial expressions, you're having a good time. Bringing in the other 2 was just distracting more than adding anything, you know? Like, unless you are Meryl Streeping it and bringing me 3 really distinct performances, I don't need them. So you might have shot yourself in the foot by subtracting more than you added with those, but I like you, you're fun, you're having a good time, I'd want you at a party. Next. GG Spot. Calypso Overkill. Oh my god, that was good. Like, come on, are you kidding me? That was so good, so good, so good, so good. Like, come on, come on, come on! Okay, since I have to critique something, I will say that you didn't need the props. Like, you could have just sang that shit. I was engaged 100% of the way. You were all the way there. So, like, a dildo joke's a little cheap. I didn't get the broom. Didn't even matter because that performance was so good, and like the setting and the costume and come on! So good. And that is it for me. I've watched Calypso's video and I'm dead, so see you next week. Mwah!